Steve Troncalli, City of Tombstone. Budget-wise, we're in the black, barely. We have Wyatt Earp Days coming up, Memorial Day weekend. It's the normal mayhem that we like to produce in town, so be there if you can. One of the projects that I'm working on is trying to get grant money to restore the old City Hall on Fremont Street. We haven't had much luck. Fortunately, we have a fund that comes from the Boot Hill Donation Fund for the Boot Hill Cemetery. We currently have about $187,000 in that Boot Hill Donation Fund, which is basically earmarked for historic restoration projects. So our basic plan is to use some of that money to get the first floor of the City Hall so it's presentable. The idea is to turn the old City Hall into a museum. So we get the first floor done, get some nice exhibits in there, and start charging the public and start generating some revenue so we can get the second floor done. The first floor basically housed some offices, an old fire pumper when it was originally in use. The upper offices is a meeting room for the mayor and city council, plus the mayor's office, city clerk, and things like that. So that, that's the basic plan as far as Old City Hall is concerned. We just made that decision yesterday to start the process. Otherwise, we're the mayor and council in Tombstone, and we're faced with the same old problems and issues that seem to keep occurring and reoccurring all the time. We keep stabbing him with our steely knives, but we just can't kill the beast. So it's just one of those things. It's part of the job. So anyhow, that's it from Tombstone.
I'm Bernadette Polly. I live in Bisbee, and my representation is Cochise County. I thought I would like to share with you a very special event that happened in the Sierra Vista a couple weeks ago at our Arizona State Veterans Cemetery. What happens with veterans' cremains that are never accepted by a family member, by the coroner, they simply sit there. And in this instance, there are cremains at various mortuaries throughout the United States that have in some instances been there literally decades and decades and decades. What happened in Sierra Vista, I think it was around 20 sets, or I think it was 18 or 20, I can't remember the number exactly, were laid to rest at the Veterans Cemetery. Some from Tucson, some from the mortuary in Benson. Some had been at those mortuaries for as many as 20 and 25 years, never claimed by a family member for whatever reason, and the agency finally, got their act together and said, hey, nobody's ever going to accept these cremains. We need to do something. Full military honors. The mortuaries were expecting maybe 100 people, maybe 150 people. I want you to know that over 500 people showed up for that ceremony, including about 200 motorcycles with the flags and the whole thing for the actual driving in. And of course, Gabrielle Giffords, McCain, Kyle, their offices were represented there. And to let you know also that there are many, many mortuaries throughout the United States that have other veterans, both men and women veterans, whose remains are not claimed by family members for whatever reason. And this is something that I think maybe we're all kind of responsible for, and we need to think about. And cemeteries do have places available, and we've just been, actually, the truth is, if you want to know, our tax dollar is paying for those mortuaries to keep them too, if you want to look at it that way. But I just want you to know that Cochise County can be really, really proud that over 500 people showed up for that ceremony. And of course, Fort Huachuca pulled out all the spots for, all the stops for a formal ceremony. And that's my report.